Hello there, this is Elise Bennin of marketing-mentor.com. And this is something new, an explainer video for the new interactive prospect tracker that is part of the marketing blueprint, which is my new marketing plan for 2017, the marketing blueprint, how to connect the dots of your marketing. So, and you can find it here on the homepage of marketing-mentor.com. So here I want to walk you through how to use this new prospect tracker. And the reason this was created with the help and the brains of Maureen Adamo, which you can find her beautiful work at maureenadamo.com. I'll show it to you later. The reason I created this is because everyone is always asking me what my favorite contact management system is. And I really don't have one. They all work okay, but not great. So when I was creating this marketing blueprint, I was talking to Maureen because she designed it beautifully. And I told her about the 4-week marketing campaign, which is part of it. And she went off and created this prospect tracker, which actually has the campaign embedded in it. And it's hard to imagine, so that's why I'm going to show it to you right now. So here is, you can see different tabs along the bottom. And the first tab is the intro that tells you what to do. And the first thing it says is, when you're ready, you should feel free to customize the spreadsheet to your own needs, because everything I create needs to be customized to your own needs. And the first step in that process is make your own copy to work from. So select File and make a copy. And that's what I have done here. So this is Elise's copy of the prospect tracker. All right. And then we've got how to use this sheet. So let's see, we can scroll down a little bit here. So just to look out for the notes, see this black caret right here. If you hover over it, over the cell, you can view the notes that Maureen has written. She's a very pithy writer. And then once you've gotten the hang of things, she says, feel free to personalize or clear out the notes and use them for your own note keeping and reminders. The other thing to look out for is the yellow cells. This is where you will be adding stuff. It will be clear. So the next step, click on the prospect details on the tab below. So step 2, we're going to prospect details. And I decided that I might as well use a real live example so that it makes sense. And because I'm trying to promote the marketing blueprint, I'm using content marketing to do that. And here are 3 prospects that I don't know that I'm going to reach out to and ask if they are interested in some of the content that supports the marketing blueprint. So here then, and again, here's a little caret with the instructions. List your prospects for the next 4 weeks on this sheet, along with their relevant contact information. So here are my 3. You don't have to include everything if you're not mailing them anything with the snail mail. You don't necessarily need the street, but you definitely need their email because this will help you write to them. And then I just want to call your attention to, if you want to indicate what niche they're in and any notes that you want to write here. All right, so you insert your prospect details. And we're only doing, in this 4-week campaign, 10 to 20 prospects at a time, right? It's not going to be overwhelming. Then we go to step 3. This is the messaging. This is where you add your messages. And Maureen has included some generic template messages, but you are supposed to change them. And I have done that. And so what you do is, here are the instructions. Here's where you can organize your campaign messaging, add your own content, or feel free to customize a version of what you see here with your own details. Just, you can read the rest, scroll down there. All right, so everything that's yellow is where you add your own details. So that's what I've done. And be sure to leave these spaces in between because that will organize the information in the email. All right, so there are 4 messages in the 4-week campaign, 1 for each week: the intro message, the follow-up message number 1, the follow-up message number 2, and the closing the loop message. And she gives you actually here a nice example of a closing the loop message at themagic.email.com. All right, so you fill in your content, what you want to say to people. And that's what I've done here. And then once you've done that, you go over here to step 4, which is the tracker. Now it looks complicated, but it's not. And she has included some things already done, some boxes checked, some responses, and that colors things, but you're going to start from scratch with white, and you're going to be able to see how it's going as you do it. So here's what you do. So this is an indication of the touches, right? Your prospect name will be imported. You don't have to fill it in again. It will already be there. And each of these touches you're going to do. So you're going to invite them to connect on LinkedIn. And once you've done that, you select the checkbox from the dropdown when this outreach step has been completed, and you click on the check. So if I had invited Natalie Frank to connect on LinkedIn, then I would do that. And it would populate, right? And then it would turn green because that's a yes. Then PR stands for prospect response. If you heard back from your prospect, input whether the response was positive or negative. Otherwise, a blank field equals no response. All right, so we've got some happy faces here and some sad faces. So you would just choose. Then, first week, you go to your intro email. Let's say I'm going to do an intro email to Natalie. All right, here's where the magic happens. So everything is pre-populated. So all you have to do is click on that link, and it opens my email with the message pre-populated. Now, it's not perfect yet, and so some things you have to do, like replace the generic name with Natalie. And I made a little mistake here, so I'm going to add a space, and I want to add a link, so I'll turn that into a link. Actually, let me do it. How Design Live. By the way, I hope to see you at How Design Live, May 2nd through 6th in Chicago, and we do have another early bird deadline coming up on January 24th, so I'm going to grab that link. Where's my email? There it is. Insert. That's how I do it. I'm sure there are other ways. I'm also going to insert a link for my website. There's my website again. All right, go to the email. Do this. And I'm going to change my email address because this will give me the one with my signature file. And I need to add a subject line. The spreadsheet won't do that for you. So I would say content for your blog. Question mark. I like questions as subject lines. And then I would just send. I'm not going to do it right now because I want to make sure it's right. However, that's all you do. And you come back here. Then you say, here's when I did it. Yes, I did it. And when the prospect responds, happy face or sad face. And then you go to the second week if they did not respond, and you send the follow-up message exactly the same way. If they did not respond to the second one, you send the second follow-up message right here, same way. If they don't respond, you close the loop and invite them to AutoDrip, which is your email newsletter. And so with each one, you just track whether or not you've done it and whether or not they've responded. All right. And so basically, this is where you see that you have the 4-week plan literally embedded in the prospect tracker. I think that's really cool. Now, let me just call your attention to this other tab here called Formulas. Do not edit. This is where all of the magic happens. And if you change it, if you know how to change it, of course you can. But if you don't touch it. And then Maureen even included printing instructions for the spreadsheet. So here's where you would find them. As promised, I wanted to show you maureenadamo.com, where you can see some of Maureen's beautiful work and read her beautiful writing. I highly recommend her. Here's her about page with a little about her, and you'll see what a wonderful writer she is. So thank you, Maureen, for all your help. All right, so let's go back to the intro. And that's it. It's that simple. If you don't have the marketing blueprint, there's actually no way to get access to this. So you kind of have to buy it. But it will be really good for 2017. It's essentially a plan, which I've made, again, as simple as possible. And I've narrowed it down to the 6 most important marketing tools that are effective for creative professionals. 3 you have to have in place, and 3 you need to do religiously. And this outreach is one of the 3 you have to do religiously. And so this is our way of facilitating that process. So thank you for watching and listening. I hope it was helpful. And you can always find me at marketing-mentor.com. You can always take advantage of my free mentoring session. It's a 30-minute free session. I promise it's not a sales pitch. And if you just take this and run with it, you can, because it's not all that complicated. And I really think that it's important to take control of your business by going after the prospects that you want instead of waiting for something to fall in your lap. That's my mantra, and that's what I teach. So thank you again for listening, and best of everything for 2017.